Aye, my lord.
You could for need study a speech of some dozen lines or 16 lines that I would set down and insert in it, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well, we'll have tomorrow night. Follow that lord, and look, you mock him not. Good friends, you are welcome. And so I leave you till night.
Good, my lord.
Aye. Aye. So, goodbye to you. Now I am alone. What a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit that from her working all the visage wane? Tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting with forms to his conceit, and all for nothing. For Hecuba. What's Hecuba to him, or he to her, that he should weep for her? What would he do, had he the motive in that for passion that I have? He would drown the stage with tears and cleave the general ear with horrid speech. Make mad the guilty and appall the free, confound the ignorant and amaze indeed the very faculties of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy-mettled rascal, peak like John a-dreams, unpregnant of my cause, and can say nothing. No, not for a king upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain? Breaks my paid across, plucks out my beard and blows it in my face. Who does me this, huh? God's wounds, I should take it. It cannot be, but I am pigeon-livered and lack gall to make oppression bitter. Or ere this, I should have fatted all the region kites with this slaves off all. Bloody bawdy villain! Remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain! What an ass am I! This is most brave, that I, the son of a dear murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore unpack my heart with words, fall a-cursing like a very drab, a stallion, fie upon it, ah! About my brains. Huh. I have heard the guilty creatures sitting at a play have by the very cunning of the scene been struck so to the soul that presently they've proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks, I'll tend him to the quick. If it do but blench, I know my course. The spirit I have seen may be a devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. And yea, out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he is very potent with such spirits, abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Can you by no drift of circumstance get why he puts on this confusion?
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak.
Nor do we find him forward to be sounded, but with a crafty madness keeps aloof, when we would bring him on to some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a gentleman.
But with much forcing of his disposition.
Not of question, but of our demands most free in his reply.
Did you essay him for any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players we o'erwrought on the way. Of these we told him, and there did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it.
'Tis very true.
He did beseech me to entreat both your majesties to come here and see the matter.
With all my heart. It doth content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further edge and drive his purpose onto these delights.
We shall, my lord.
A sweet Gertrude, lead us too, for we have closely summoned Hamlet hither, that he, as 'twere by accident, may hear affront Ophelia. Her father and myself shall so bestow ourselves that seeing, unseen, we may of their encounter frankly judge if be the affliction of his love or no, that thus he suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do hope your good beauties are the happy causes of Hamlet's wildness. So do I hope your virtue will bring him to his wonted way again, to both your honors.
Madame, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here and read this book, that such an exercise may color your lowliness.
I hear him coming. My lord will withdraw.
To be, or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die. To sleep. No more. And by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that gives calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of? Thus conscience does make cowards. And thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moment with this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft enough.
Fair Ophelia.
Nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
Not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did. And with them words of so sweet breath composed as made these things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again. For to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord,
Are you fair?
what means your lordship?
I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, but yet I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. What should such fellows as I do crawling between earth and heaven? We are errant knaves, believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens.
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. To a nunnery, go, and quickly. Or if thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool, for wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. Get thee to a nunnery, farewell.
Heavenly powers restore him.
God hath given you one face, and you paint yourselves another. You jig and amble, and you lisp. You nickname God's creatures, and you make your wantonness ignorance. Go to, I'll no more on it, it hath made me mad. I say we will have no more marriage. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go.
What a noble mind is he o'erthrown. The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword, expectation and rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion, and the mold of form, the observed of all observers, quite down. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that suck the honey of his music vows, now see what noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of time and heart, that unmatched form and stature of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, see what I see.
Love? His affections do not that way tend. Nor what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There's something on his soul, o'er which his melancholy does sit on brood, and I do doubt the hatch and disclose will be some danger, which for to prevent, I have with quick determination set it down, that he shall with speed to England, for the demand of our neglected tribute. Happily the seas and countries different with variable objects shall expel this something settled matter in his heart, whereon his brain still beating puts him thus from fashion of himself. Think you on it.
It shall be well. How now, Ophelia? Ha. You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said. We heard it all.